right, Shalom. This is Brother Daniela. Coming back with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Arakak with Dash. Okay, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, all right, who taught us this truth, and Shalom to the whole elect. All right, and basically in this lesson, I just wanted to go into a couple of scriptures, proving that the so-called Israelites are dark-skinned people, man. Okay, so first thing I want to start with the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, and we're just going to read verse 1. All right, so this is a Song of Solomon, right? It says chapter 1, verse 1. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. So right there in the first verse is telling you that this song, or this is Solomon's, okay? The King Solomon, all right? Which was a Judite from the tribe of Judah, all right, of the line of David. David was his father, okay? David also was a Judite, okay? It says, we're going to hop down to 5. All right, 5 and 6. It says, verse 5. It says, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon, right? So when it says, I am black, meaning he's dark-skinned, okay? That's what that means. All right, when you look it up, let's see if we can look it up real quick. I'll get that word for black. Some Bibles say dark, right? But he's talking about his skin, right? Real quick, let's get verse 6. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun have looked upon me, right? So when the sun looks upon you, right? If you're dark, or if you're brown and you stay out in the sun all day, you're gonna get darker, Soon when the summer comes, I'm going to be getting darker myself. If I stay out in the sun. I used to work a lot outside, so I get really dark. So let's get that word for black. So that word, so Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. The word for black is shachar. Okay, the word for black is shachar. All right, which means what? It says black. It says black hues of hair, or it says blackish color of face, right? Let you know it's going back to the skin. It says properly dusky, but also jetty, black, right? So he was a dark-skinned man. Which, let's go to the root here. Shachar, which the root is shachar also. Where it says to be black of skin. There you go. And I'm reading that from the Blue Letter Bible, man. So he's saying I'm black but comely. Comely meaning beautiful, man. So he was dark-skinned, man. That's one proof right there. All right. Now, King Solomon was of the tribe of Judah. Okay. And what does the scripture say about about Judah? Let me grab it here. It says they are black unto the ground. So we'll go to the book of Jeremiah. I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter, let's see here, 14. Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 1. All right. It says, the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth. Now here in the margin, for the Hebrew, it says the words of the dearths or restraints. Let's look up that word dearth real quick. So that word for dearth, all right, concerning the dearth. The word for dearth is batazaroth, or salakia, but ba-ha batazaroth, all right? But the root is batazaroth, right? So batazaroth, it means dearth, it says drought, destitution, right? So concerning being destitute in a drought, okay? It says, Judah mourneth in the gates thereof languish, they are black unto the ground. Right. So when it talks about the Judites mourning, okay, and languishing, okay, it says they are black unto the ground. Now that's describing their skin color. Okay? That's describing their skin color. Right, now let's look up the word. Let's look up the word there for black. Let's get that. Let's see what word comes up. Yo, black unto the ground. What color is the ground? It's a dark brown, man. It's a dark color. A dark brown. So let's get it, black unto the ground. Let's get that word for black. All right. Which here is Quadar. Right? Now notice in King Solomon's it says what? As the tents of Kedar, which in the Hebrew is what? Quadar. All right? One of Ishmael's sons, okay, he was called Quadar because he was dark, man. You know, these so-called Arabians, they can get dark, man. They have pigment too. It says here they go with the BS. It says to mourn, be dark. Darken to cause to mourn, to grow dark. Yeah. It says it says to be of a dirty, blackish color, as of sunburnt skin, right? So it's talking about their skin color, man. Judites are dark brown. The original color of a Judite is dark brown, man. All right. All the Israelites' original color is brown. Okay. We're a dark nation, right? And then there's been mixing. Okay. So now we look like the other nations, and a lot of us lose our pigment. Okay. And those different features that we had. Okay. But, you know, originally our people are dark-skinned people. All right? Right, so just to prove that, you know, they are blacker to the ground. King Solomon was a Judite. Okay, he was a so-called black man. All right, let's get another example real quick. We're going to go to Exodus, make sure the camera's still going. I guess Aaron is not Levi, brother. We're gonna go to Exodus chapter 4. Let me
see here. But behold, they will not believe me.
All right, Exodus chapter 4 and verse I start at verse 5 because the Lord appeared unto Moses, all right, and told him to go unto his people and tell them that the power of your fathers have sent you, okay? And if they don't believe him, the Lord gave him basically spiritual power, okay, to perform certain miracles, all right, to prove that the Most High was with him. Now, one of those miracles was his hand changing color, man. All right, his hand becoming leprous as snow, all right, or losing its pigment when he put it, inside of his bosom, right? So it says that they may believe that the Lord, power of their fathers, and power of Abraham, power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, Put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, it was leprous as snow, meaning it was white, man. So-called white. Okay, his pigment left. Okay. So, and that's the question. How is his hand leprous as snow? Okay. How is his hand leprous as snow? Well, what color was he before he put his hand into his bosom? That his skin changed to white, or lost his pigment. He was brown. Okay, he was dark skinned, man. It says, and he said, Put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. Right? So he was a dark-skinned man. Right. Well, what? If he was white, if the white person put his hand in his bosom, is he going to become whiter? Okay? Or is he going to have less pigment than what he had before? It's proven that, Moses was a dark-skinned man also. All right? Let's get another example. Let's go to Numbers chapter 12. All right, because this was a curse that fell upon Miriam, which is Moses' sister, okay, for being out of order and her disobedience, man. Not being in order and bucking up against her brother. Okay? So this is Numbers chapter 12 and verse Numbers chapter 12 and verse 9. We'll start at verse 9 because they bucked up. You could read it. They bucked up against Moses, and the Lord, brought the chariot over the tabernacle and called them forth. Okay, but when he left, he left Miriam with a curse. All right, it says, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, which that was a so-called UFO, so-called starship, spaceship. All right, those are the chariots of the Most High, which the Most High and the angels and the Son, they ride in. Okay, it says, and Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee. Salakia. I skipped a part. Verse 10, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. All right, it says white as snow. So what? What happened? She lost all her pigment, man. She went from being a so-called black woman, all right, to a white woman, man. The Lord turned her into a white woman and made her leprous, man. Took away her pigment, you know, which that is a curse, right? Right? It says, and Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Right? So they you know, did foolishly by going up against Moses, and Miriam, she received that punishment. Okay? It says, and Aaron said unto Moses, Salakia, I read that. Verse 12, let her not be as one dead, right? As one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Right? So consume means to destroy. All right? So half consumed, they're referring to who? Esau. Okay? Who had no pigment when he came out. That's why his name was called Aishashua. Wasted away is he. Wasted, consumed means the same thing. But what was wasted away from him? His pigment. What was wasted? What was consumed away from Miriam? Her pigment. Okay? So that's why he's referring to you know, Esau, the father of the Edomites. Okay, so-called white people. All right, according to the scriptures. Right? And that's the point right there, man. What color was she before she was white and leprous as snow? She was so-called brown, dark brown, man. All right, or whatever shade of brown. Okay? So and really that's the point, you know. I just wanted to hit that real quick, man. You know, get a couple of scriptures, because all throughout the scriptures, man, you see that, you know, the so-called the Israelites are so-called dark-skinned people, man. Okay? And even a main example is the Lord Yahushai. Okay, which you can read that in Revelation, the 1st chapter, 13 through 15, and then Daniel's chapter 10, okay, verses 5 and 6, where it describes them as being brown, okay, and having woolly hair, man. All right, and a loud voice, not like the sissy that they like to show on the TV, man. All right, and in these different churches, man, showing them being blonde-haired and blue eyes, man, and acting like a sissy, man. You know. So hey, we got the descriptions from the scriptures, man. So you know, Lord willing, that was edifying once again. We'll see. You know, call all y'all Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and Shalom.